Hello, good morning, and welcome to Now Streaming Sports, reaching you live from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria studio here in the capital city of Abuja. I am your anchor this morning, Chukwebuka Ike, and I have with me in the studio my co-anchor, Good morning, and welcome to Sports.
Good morning, Ebuka. And like we would always say, this is that time of the program that brings smiles to our faces, especially in this season where our women are doing us proud across the continent of Africa. We'll say good morning once more, viewers, and welcome to Now Streaming Sports Special, brought to you from the stables of Advent Cable Network Nigeria.
All right, thank you, Godwin. What you just said, that line. We know we've been saying that on the show this morning, but I had a different view yesterday after our show yesterday, where our guest on the Now Streaming show, commit Peter Piper, said the youths are seeing vision, which is television. We are watching the television and we're watching sports. We're listening to sport and forgetting about the camaraderie activities that we're supposed to do. And I begin to rethink over it and say, looks like we need to change our vision so that we'll start living out the dreams that we are supposed to live out. And joining us on the show, this segment of the show, is our sports analyst all the way from Delta State. We have Comrade Abraham Soko. Comrade Abraham Soko, good morning and welcome to the show this morning.
Mr. Ebuka, I'm very happy to proceed to this segment. It's a segment that makes all of us happy, exchange light banters, and just have general fun. Thank you very much, Mr.
All
Ebuka.
right, thank you so much. And we will also have another virtual guest this morning. We have Prince Kelechi joining us virtually. Prince Kelechi is a sport lover and a professional football referee. Prince, good morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Ebuka. Thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure being here.
All right, thank you. All right, viewers, before we begin the discussion on the show this morning, let's take a look at the front page of the Punch Sports Extra. And the lead story there I have with me, Punch Sports Extra. It says, bring it on. Falcons set up Morocco Wafcon final clash after South Africa's hurdle. That's after the match between Nigeria and South Africa at the ongoing 2024 Wafcon competition in Morocco. All right, above the masthead, we have the story on Okoye banned over betting scandal. That's on page 6. All right, and page 2 has the story on Ellis Rose missed chances against Falcons, and then host eliminates stubborn Black Queens. That's on page 2 of Punch Sports Extra. All right, that's a kicker on that. It says Madagu hails team unity after Bayana scar. All right, and page 6 we have the story on Inter Atlanta in tug of war over Lookman. I prefer not to look into that, but we will discuss that. Page 6 also has a story on Aina sets forest target for next season. Page 5, there's a story on Isaac demands match-based pay rise, and that's on page 5 of the Punch Sports Extra. It's 5 also has a story on Simeon open to Chelsea transfer. Page 4 now has a story on Devils splash Garnacho's asking price to £40 million. All right. We have the story on Ezichuku high flying sprint sensation living her dreams. That's coming from the stories from the just concluded Confederation of the African Athletes that held in Abeokuta just recently. And then the last story on AFN rules out World Championship trials in Abeokuta. All right, that's on the Punch Sports Extra. All right, viewers, remember you can join this conversation by calling the number showing on your screen, or equally sending in your comment via our various social media handles now showing on your screen. All right, so to begin the story, let's remind us, or let's inform us that the Total Energies African Nations Championship it's fast approaching, and it's going to be co-hosted by 3 nations, that is Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. There's the Confederation of the African African Football General Secretary, just has gone around to do a final inspection in preparation for the African Nations Championship that we hold in the three countries, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And he gives a thumbs up to a 2 weeks kickoff. In less than 2 weeks from now, there will be the kickoff of the competition. And so, with the organizing committee's visits on the event, it's worthy to know to tell you that everything is set, and on the 2nd of August, the stadium is ready, the facilities are ready, and the stadium has undergone major renovations thanks to the investment from Kenya government, and we will host the final match of the competition on the 30th of August 2025. And also, the CAF has officially launched the campaign for the much anticipated Total Energy CAF African Cup of Nations CHAN, and it has unveiled the tournament officials poster, which is now showing on your screen, and the team under the banner Pamoja. That's the 2024 edition of the CAF CHAN's competition. And this, like I said, is co-hosted by 3 countries, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, from the 2nd of August to the 30th of August. So this is marking the first time there will be a collaborative hosting between 3 states, 3 Eastern African nations, in staging a major tournament like this in African soil. So, and the team, the word Pamoja is a Swahili term meaning unity. It's just more than a slogan. It's a uniting 3 nations coming together to co-host the activities of the CHAN 2024, which is going to hold in 2025. All right, so let's quickly discuss. Comrade, we've had various or several other editions of the CHAN African Cup of Nations Championship, and we've seen it being hosted by with different occasions. We've seen it being hosted by just one country, but this very first time we see a collaboration and solidarity to be hosted by 3 countries, 3 East African countries. So let's hear from you. What do you think? What's your view of this event?
Thank you very much, Mr. Ebuka. The CHAN competition, CAF competition, has had its fair shares of challenges. It was slated to, I think in February, between the 1st of February to the 28th of February, and it was shifted to the 2nd of August right now. So I think I'm actually glad that they have been able to overcome these challenges facing this tournament. And as you rightly mentioned, it's going to be hosted by 3 East African countries, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And I think I'm looking forward to that tournament. It's something I feel that is good for indigenous talent development in Africa as regards football. So I think it's actually a very, very good one. I'm looking forward for it. And I saw some of the screen time, the pictures coming from the screen, the facilities, the stadiums. I must say that I'm actually impressed. It's a good one. Pictures are beautiful to see, and it's a good one generally. So I look forward to the tournament starting on the 2nd. I actually wish the participants very, very well. I think it's going to be a 4 format group tournament, like the one we are having in African women game. So it's generally a very, very good one. Thank you very much.
All right. So one of the headlines reads, and I want to read, it says, CHAN 2024, Senegal flags off team charges them to beat Nigeria. Just before we move to another story, Kelechi, I want to get your view about Nigerians' game against Senegal ahead of the CHAN. Our first game is Nigeria versus Senegal. And so I want to get your view. Do you think it's going to be an easy ride for Chile's men or for the Senegalese to defeat Nigeria?
All right. Once again, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here. Well, I wouldn't say it's going to be an easy ride for either of the teams because if you look at their level of preparation, you should know that both countries are not just there to represent; they are there to see that they get to clinch on to the medals and bring back the trophy home. So it's not going to be an easy ride. You know, these players are crops of players that ply their trade in these two countries, Senegal and Nigeria, and judging by our league standard or judging by the league standard of these countries, that we're going to determine kind of the outcome of the match. So I won't really say it's going to be an easy ride for the Chan Eagles. Neither will I say it's going to be an easy ride for their Senegalese counterpart. Rather, I'm going to say I wish the Chan Eagles all the best and for them to come out successful. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelechi. I just want to add, as a professional referee yourself, how prepared are the referee council? Do I call them the referee federation governing Africa? How prepared are they for this competition? Because the players themselves are in high spirits, and we know that officiating is key to the course of Chan 2025. So how prepared do you think?
And also, are we going to see Nigerian referees on the list? Because we have previous competitions and we struggle and we can't even find one Nigerian referee on the list of officiating referees.
Thank you for those questions. For the preparation, I must tell you that preparation is in top gear. The CAF officials are really putting the best. They've selected, I would say, the best of the best of referees. That's to show you that the refereeing aspect for this tournament is going to be top notch. You agree with me that during the last AFCON, there are some suggestions which most of us have seen, whereby some European referees were told to come and copy from African referees in terms of officiating. That's to show you that the refereeing world in Africa have improved drastically, that even the Europeans are being called to come copy from us. So trust me, and I believe the selection board have done the best to select the right persons to officiate in this tournament. So officiating is going to be top notch. That I can assure you. Even though I'm not part of the CAF officials, but trust me, I know officiating is going to be top notch. Then looking at the second question, are we going to see officials from Nigeria? Well, officials are officials. Be them Nigeria or not, we are all one. We are all one body. Truth be told, not everybody is going to be picked. That is just the truth. Not everybody is going to be picked. For seeing officials from Nigeria, I would say you're going to see officials. That is just one word I'll tell you. You're going to see officials. Like the current AFCON that is going on for the women, a Nigerian official is there. She's also part of the group of officials. So, sure, for the channels, you're going to see officials. And you're going to see best of officiating. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince Kelechi. Indeed, officials are officials. I want to believe, we also believe that assertion from this side of the table. For me, I would say officials are not officials because the main officials should be part of the officiating team for Chan 2025. It's a call to action. It's a call for the referee federation in Nigeria to put their house in order, expose your people or your personnel to the right kind of training.
Erase the stigma that is already implanted on the referee Federation of Nigeria.
I get you. All of these would ensure that Nigerians are, in fact, we if we call ourselves the giant of Africa, we should lead in all phases of life. Prince, I believe you believe also with us with that assertion. Officials are not officials until they are part of the competition.
Can I say something about that? Can I clear? Okay. So now, officials, I simply implies that in the referee world, we are all one. Okay. Our slogan: referee whistle, referee fair play. Okay. So when I say officials are officials, now you agree with me that the current Wafcon that is going on, we've got some countries whereby no referee was picked. Okay, and when you're getting ready for the Chan, you're going to see a different referee that is being picked from a particular country.
Okay.
Now, that simply implies, that does not imply that in every tournament you must see a Nigerian referee. No, it doesn't work that way.
At least
Okay,
one. At least one. Would you say that there are countries that all round CAF competitions, that there are countries that there's no at least one referee that's sent from that country? Because I have records of some countries that frequently competitions in and out frequently, there's always one or two persons from that country being sent. What's happening with Nigeria?
Okay, so if you're looking at that angle, that at least one referee must be sent, just like I was saying earlier, you mustn't have every tournament have every Nigerian referee. There are also some referees that need to be given opportunity. Okay, there are some referees that need to be given opportunity. For instance, the just released list, the list that was released some few days ago by FIFA, you agree with me that the referees from CAF, I think there are about 5 or 6 thereabouts, they are not from all African countries. So you can't pick every referee. All referees are good, but you can't pick every referee for all tournaments. We have some other tournaments coming up. So if we don't get to see a Nigerian referee in the next tournament, I bet you're going to see Nigerian referee. We have good referees. We have best referees, best hands in Nigeria. So if you don't get to see them in the CHAN, we have other tournaments coming up, and I trust you're going to see Nigerian referees there. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Prince. Now, moving away from CHAN, Comrade Soko, I would be coming to you now. The information we have here is that that of the African Karate Championship, and at least athletes from 31 nations are currently arriving in Nigeria. And looking away from the world of football, this is now looking at taking an holistic view in the world of sports. What would you have to say about this and the development of other forms of sports in Nigeria and in Africa in general?
Thank you very, very much. First off, I would want to say that I'm very, very glad that Nigeria is beginning to take on the mantle of hosting some of these Africa and international competitions. It's not just enough for us to denigrate Nigeria that out of 70 man refereeing the CHAN tournament. We don't have any Nigeria officiating. We also need to also give our laurels to Nigeria when it is needed. So it's a good one that Nigeria is hosting this karate tournament, and this is not the first time that we are actually stepping up. I think we also have a game, the under 18, under 20 youth tournament actually going on in Abeokuta as we speak. So I'm glad that Nigeria is beginning to step up and actually host some of these games. It's not just going to improve the talents of our sportsmen, our youths. It's also going to help to improve the infrastructures of these our sports infrastructures in this country. Because when you have Nigeria hosting games like this, hosting tournaments like this, definitely there will be the need, there will be the zeal to improve some of these our infrastructures. So it's a good one. I think karate has been something that I think it's not something that we actually watch a lot. But to be very, very honest, most of our universities, even from from the very maybe under 12, below under 12, take part in this karate tournaments, this karate practice, this karate training. You see young boys getting black belts, getting red belt, white belt, as the case may be, because I don't know how it is categorized in that sport. So it's actually a good one generally for our Nigerian sports and the karate development in Africa. Thank you very much, Mr. Kodo.
All right, Comrade Soko, still sticking with you. When you look, thank God you pointed that out very well. When it comes to the development of karate in Nigeria, especially judo and karate, you discover that in most of the institutions, especially from the secondary school down to the primary school, you see pupils and students, young minds, proud to the fact that they are being enrolled in karate classes, and they are taking lessons from professional teachers. You see them showing the fact that they have learned discipline in all of this. Now, my question is, after this competition, where does this leave our karate development? Where does this leave the youth? Do we just take pride in the fact that we are hosting a competition? How do we track the record? How do we sustain this talent that would be raised or have been raised over time?
Okay. So I just saw the information I got is that I hosting over 1,000 karate students from 31 countries.
Yeah.
I think between July 21st and July 28th. And the fact that we are hosting this tournament, it goes to show that we have something working for us in that particular sector of our sports. So it's a good one. As I said earlier, judo development, karate development is not something new. There are a lot of individuals that would believe that there is not money being put into that sector. But personally, I would want to disagree, because I've actually watched physically, I've watched on television where we see our youngsters going to practice judo, going to practice karate. As I said, we are actually youngsters who have black belts, and they are highly developed and skilled in this sector. So I don't think that the sector is being neglected. I believe that more needs to be put in. You understand, more funds need to be put in, because the fact that we are actually hosting this tournament is already putting us up there. You understand? Yes, it's already elevating us that we are actually a very, very big country when it comes to karate, when it comes to judo. So what I need is for probably more exposure. You understand? More exposure, more media attention, so that the general public, the Nigerians, we know that we are actually up there when it comes to karate development and judo development in Nigeria, in Africa, and in the world at large. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen, for your views. We just like we used to say, Nigeria is so good in prayer. We like to pray very well, even when we're supposed to do some works. You know, my Bible makes me to understand that faith without works is dead. So let's do more of work, and as much as we pray along. Well, moving away from the karate and all that African Karate sponsor championship. The third Confederation of African Athletes just completed their competition championship, which is a championship between the age range of the age 18 and 20, and which it held in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria, from the 16th of July 2020 to the 20th of July 2020. It was originally supposed to hold in Oran in Algeria, but the event was transferred to Nigeria due to some unforeseen circumstances. The championship featured very young athletes from across Africa. They competed in track and field events at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, Sports Arena in Abeokuta. And we have participation from over 40 African countries, with Nigerian hosting 110 athletes. So the event, like I said, is a celebration of young talent and of unity, and showcasing the continent's future star. So the third edition of this African Under 18 and Under 20 Championship in Abeokuta has concluded with South Africa topping the medal table, followed by Nigeria and Kenya. Nigeria secured the second position with a total of 16 medals, 5 gold, 8 silver and 3 bronze medals. So South Africa, while leading in gold medals, matched Nigeria in overall podium finishes. Kenya also had a strong show, competing closely with Nigeria and South Africa for the sports. Nigeria had very notable performances, including sweeping all 3 medals in the girls under 18 200-meter final and securing a 1-2 finish in the women's under 20 event. They also won gold in the women's under 24 by 400-meter relay, finishing ahead of South Africa and Zimbabwe. So, gentlemen, we have a lot of talent in our country, in our continent, in Africa. Watching those young lads participate both in track and field events, I could see a great future of athletes from the African region, bringing us out to the world where we will now go to participate in the Olympics at a very other different competition at the world level. I want to find out from Prince Kelechi. Prince Kelechi, we had just a couple of months ago, we had the national sports competition, that's Gateway Games in Ogun State. Same arena hosted the Gateway Games, and same arena hosted the Confederation of African Athletes under 18 and under 20 championship. So let's get your view. Is Nigeria coming out to the forefront of athletic performances or athletic activities? Because now we're not seeing us hosting and from one hosting to the other. We've just finished hosting the under 20 Confederation of African Athletes, and now we are about to start hosting the African Karate Championship. Is this a new dream, or is this a new milestone that we're about to begin for our Nigerian sports commission? Is it in line with the new leadership, the new chairman of the Nigerian Sports Commission?
First, let me say congratulations to Team Nigeria on a successful hosting and a successful outcome of the championship.
All right, thank you. I think Nigerian happened at that point, but we're praying for a better Nigeria where we will not have such hindrances. So, Conrad, let's get your view. We've seen the very young lads, very young Nigerians and Africans cutting across. Of course, we see South Africa had the lead on the medal table. So, the youngsters we saw at the just concluded Confederation of African Athletes competition, are they a dream come true for us? Are they something that we look forward to? Are they something we've been praying for, or is it should we still look for another? Because we had the Gateway Games just concluded just a couple of weeks ago, and we saw young talents, and most of those young lads also participated, were fielded for this same competition championship. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, Mr. Ebuka. What I would want to say is that, as I said earlier, we are seeing a continued improvement in our sports, and I think it's a very, very good one, because the fact that Algeria, yes, they pulled out of hosting this tournament, and Nigeria decided to step up, say we are going to host it. It's a very, very good one. It's a very, very, very good one, I would say. And the fact that we have been able to host this tournament successfully, it's actually quite remarkable. And to really answer you, Nigeria, I believe that they did not actually do so poorly. From what you mentioned, we actually came out second in the medal table. And I saw some of our youngsters. You said that our youngsters, they actually swept some of these track and field events. So it's actually a very, very good run. Look at the podium stand we are seeing on the screen right now. I think the gold, the silver, and the bronze is being dominated by Nigeria athletes. So I think it's a good one for this age grade tournament. I believe that what we actually need from this now is to actually encourage the Nigeria Sports Commission to not just to abandon these athletes, to provide them with grants, provide them with the funds, provide them with the equipment to be able to actually improve on this, because this is the area where we are actually lacking sometimes. When we achieve some of these remarkable strides in athletics, we find our sports commission actually abandoning some of these athletes they revert to going to train in local facilities. They don't have competitive tournaments to actually score them on and improve them. So this is actually a very, very good foundation, a very good background for athletics development in Nigeria. So I am actually optimistic for the future. I believe that we are going to actually get it right from there. Thank you very much.
All right, all right, thank you, Comrade Abraham Soko, for your view. Just to add, like Comrade Soko, the National Sports Commission has a lot on track, on a lot of programs ongoing, and one of the major events, or one of the major stripes that the commission has gone for that is that every gold medal goes with an cash prize of 1 million naira to the persons who won the gold, and followed by 750 for the silver and 500 for the bronze. So is this enough motivation for our young athletes?
Yeah, thank you very much. I wouldn't say that this is actually enough motivation, but as I said, I think this is the starting point, because when you get this cash prize, you know that okay, this is what I was able to achieve from actually winning this particular category, actually participating in this tournament. And when you get this cash prize, you should be able to use it to actually buy some of the basic things you actually need to actually improve in your category of sports. For instance, your spikes, your shorts, your training trunks, and transportation to your training venue. So I think it's a good one. But what I would want to add here is that it should be sustained. It's not enough to say, okay, you have participated in the CAA under 18, under 20 championship, and you have won the gold, and you are left for a period of 4 years, 5 years. You understand? Because talent that is not nurtured eventually dies. So what we actually need is to actually continue to nurture these talents, continue to actually, probably the sports commission, I believe that there's a budget for sports development. Make sure that these individuals have access to that budget and able to continuously, periodically get access to funds, get access to grants, so that be able to participate in tournaments of this category, so that they will actually improve. Nigeria, from the gateway games we had in Abeokuta some few weeks back to this particular CAA tournament, it has been proven that Nigeria, we are not lacking in the abundance of raw talents when it comes to sports. Not just sports. Yes, we are talking about sports, but we are actually a very, very talented nation. What we need now is finance, development, and nurturing of these talents that we actually have. Thank you very much, Ifeka.
All right. So, sorry. There's this notion that follow your leader. When they say follow your leader, so I think good leadership is what you missed out from all you've said. If there is a lot of good leadership qualities that is being showed out from the federation, the NSC and the AFN, praising them that they've come out to say that the director general and chairman of the local organizing committee has come out to say that these young lads will be groomed and will be prepared for the Olympics games in Los Angeles, and a couple of other promises that have been made. But Nigerians were used to making promises, raising from our political affairs to the other sectors in Nigeria, because now they've promised education scholarship to these athletes, and they've promised to groom them and present them or bring them out to the Olympics. Do you think this will be followed through?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ebuka. I think that we are beginning to digress into the political segment.
Leadership expectation cuts across everywhere, because a leader is a leader no matter wheresoever he found himself.
Okay, I want to stick to the sporting segment. Indeed. What I would want to say is that we are actually seeing commitments by the leaders in this segment, by the National Sports Commission, and some well-meaning stakeholders in this segment. But what I would want to say, it's not just enough for you to talk and say that, okay, you're going to groom them to participate in the upcoming Olympics. You have to match your words with actions. Are you getting it? You already have the names of the individuals that performed very well in the CAA tournament. You understand? What you have to do now is to be able to nurture this talent. So it's not enough for us to just talk and make promises. But what I would want to say is that generally, as regards our sports, sometimes we come on air and we are very, very harsh on them and we actually critique them, which is our right as sports analysts, as sports commentators to actually do. But when you see improvements in these sectors, I believe it's also good for us to come out and praise them. The fact that they have been able to earn cash prizes to these individuals is actually a good one. So my debate that is too small, so my debate is too large, that is another narrative, that's another discussion. But what I would want to say is that the fact that this sports commission is actually giving out these enumerations to these athletes, I think that is a good one to start with. So I believe that they are going to actually nurture these talents, and I believe that we're going to see an improved development in our athletics and sports sector generally. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, comrade. And I just want to add my voice. Today, this morning, I am on that side of the table where you are. You know, when people do well, it is nice to commend them. And indeed, the commission or the Federation for Sports at this present moment in our nation, they are doing excellently well, because even when you just want to commend them from the aspect of organizing, hosting, and a whole lot, you will discover that they are visionary and they need or they deserve our commendation. So for me, yes, Soko, I am commending them this morning with you. Moving on very quickly, we have spoken so much about nurturing. So let's then look at those that have been nurtured to a point, and that will be to the likes of Essie Brume, who at her last chance qualifier made a whopping record of a 6.53-meter long jump. That is a good one coming from Essie Brumede. We just spoke about nurturing, and we believe that the likes of this young lad that are coming would copy from there. But very quickly, because of time, I would want us to look at the qualifier Nigeria made as against our South African contingent in the ongoing Wafcon is a semi-final game that saw Nigeria plays 2-1 against South Africa, with Alozie sending the Super Falcons to the Wafcon final. Prince Kelechi, I want your comment on this before we go to Soko.
To Nigeria, the Super Falcons, they really done well. I must commend, since that from their opening game to the last they played against South Africa, you would see that the zeal to achieve Mission X, it's one feeling they've all gotten at the back of their mind and their head. I also want to use this medium to commend the management of the team. Coach Madugu is really doing well. He's picking the right crop of players, knowing the right time to do substitutions. All right, so as I was saying, during the semi-final match, you agree with me that Amapiano, Nigeria, South Africa is something that is a tug of war. I must commend. Any sport they get to meet is really a tug of war. Who carries the bragging right and all those. So once again, congratulations to the team. And to the South Africa lady that got injured in the course of the game. Thoughts and prayers are with her. We wish her speedy recovery. And to the Nigerian ladies, I would say keep your heads up high. The battle is not over until it's over. We've got the host country to play in Morocco. And you should know, playing host country in finals is not something easy. So I would say the ladies to keep their heads up high, and we trust God at the end of the day, Mission X will be successful and we will bring back the cup. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Prince Kelechi. The comrade now, Comrade Soko, coming now to you. I think personally the record should be an unbeaten record from start to the final. Now, what would be your take on this? Because it is no mean feat coming up unbeaten. Indeed, to me, I would even close my eyes to watch the final, believing they would deliver. So, what is your take on this?
Godwin, and I think I'm with you. Yeah, I'm going to close my eyes to watch the final because I'm actually very, very confident. Because going into these tournaments, we have had some games that I felt that was going to be very, very difficult. For instance, the game against Zambia, I was a little bit scared in the quarterfinals, but Zambia is a very, very physical team. It's a team that has that dynamic and that African physicality. But Nigeria was able to emerge from that game with a 5-0 nil victory. So after that game, I saw that there was no stopping the Super Falcons thing. So it's actually a good one. The game against South Africa was actually a good one. As Mr. Kelechi rightly said, there was just a little bit of injury crisis in the South African team, where one of their players had a very, very serious, nasty injury. I was glad that Nigeria was able to show good sportsmanship. On our social media page, we send our love, our wishes to the player, and some of our counterparts. The team also went to the hospital to see this South African player after she came out from surgery. So the spirit of sportsmanship is with the Super Falcons team. I think when it comes to talent, the skill is also with the Super Falcons team. The confidence is also with the Super Falcons team. So I would want to say without doubt that we are the PSG of Africa when it comes to women's football. I just don't want a situation where our girls are going to have that Chelsea PSG vibe at the final. So we should not be overconfident going into the final and see something else entirely. But I would want to say that our girls have performed tremendously going into the final against Morocco. And I actually see us emerging victorious in the finals. Thank you very much, Mr. Godfrey.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen, for your views on the topics we've discussed so far this morning. All right, it's worthy to note that the Super Falcons went unbeaten all through, but they are a clean sheet. They were keeping a clean sheet up until the game against the Bafanas, and it ended in favor of the Super Falcons 2-1. All right, so moving ahead in the quest to keep our youths and ignite bonding and networking, evangelism and talent discovery, the Anglican Youth Fellowship of Kudu Archdeaconry in the Diocese of Abuja has kickstarted its maiden edition of the Archdeacon's Cup competition with participation open to all the parishes within the Kudu Archdeaconry. So the competition runs on a Robin League format, and with the following teams in participation. We have teams like Barnabas Youth, Basilica Youth, Basilica Young Men, Waru Youth, Owumba Youth, and what have you. And so the competition is mainly aimed at six key points. That's what the competition is aimed at. The number one is networking and bonding amongst young sport lovers in the Archdeaconry, and two is the discovering and provision of a playground for talents. Three is the creation of a sports team from the Gudu Archdeaconry. Four is the participation of the created team in the Abuja State FA, another competition within such level. And number five is the support and possible club scouting and placement of young players from within the Gudu Archdeaconry. So finally, number six is to provide a means of livelihood for all the youths in Gudu Archdeaconry. So I want to get your views, gentlemen, on in these regards. What do you think about, because we've been talking about grassroots development here and there, and this is a step in the right direction in trying to ensure ensure that our youths from the Archdeaconry, Gudu Archdeaconry here in the Diocese of Abuja, joins the creation or the scouting of young talents from its youth members. So, what do you think? Let's starting from you, Prince Kelechi,
Ebuka,
about
I
this.
would have loved to be the first
Oh,
to make
sorry,
comment.
sorry, my co-anchor, sorry. I bring back the bathing to you now, and I ask,
All right,
what do you
Prince
think
Kelechi,
about this? No,
apologies.
no. My
I would.
co-anchor,
Yes,
let's
indeed.
give you the
I would
honor of
want to be the first. Why is because I am sitting right beside, even as a co-anchor, the Archdeaconry president of Gudu, and you know you don't like it when people commend you this way, but it is worth commending. You understand? And it is not just worth commending. It is worth learning from. You understand? It's you are looking beyond just the archdeacon level, but going down to the parishes to get all of this raw talent, get them in a competition such as this. I'm telling you, I was thinking for sure that my archdeaconry would one time raise a team that will challenge you. But as it stands now, it seems as though we are scared. But I want to tell you that we are not scared. We are going back to work on ourselves. We will bring forth a formidable team that would now be more like a Diocesan Cup competition. Maybe we'll name it the Primate Cup, and then we'll see where we'll go from there.
All right, thank you so much, Godwin, for the accolades. But let's keep that and look forward to getting our youths in the direct direction as they are supposed to be. All right, so this discovery is in no way in regards to creating a challenging or a challenge to anybody. Is in regards to making sure that our youths are in the right place at the right time. We don't want to have our youths being part of crime or being part of what have you, things that cause nuisance to the society. So we'll try to inculcate activities that will keep them busy for Christ and for God above all. So, Prince Kelechi, let's get your view on regards to this before we conclude.
My slot, so I will forgive you on that. Okay, so I first I want to say a big commendation to the Archdeacon of Udu Archdeacon for appending his signature to this to take this.
Sure.
As well as the leadership of Udu Archdeaconry Anglican Youth Fellowship. I must say it's a bold step. The bold step to this, having these youths come together and participate in this tournament, it takes away so many things out from their minds, It takes away all these social vices out from their mind, and it gets to bring bonding and unity together. I've been I've partially been a part of the ongoing tournament, and I must commend the organizers. In as much as this is first of its kind, I know subsequently it's going to come up top notch. And I'm just like the co-uncle said, this is just within an archdeaconry. You never can tell what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
It could end up coming up, okay, it's a diocesan sport competition whereby you have all archdeaconries within the diocese forming up teams to come and compete. It gets to bring the youths in the diocese together, the archdeaconry together, as well as the parish. And subsequently, you never can tell also, it could end up becoming a primary sports competition. And I can tell you for sure, if we maintain this standard and this momentum, I see future Super Eagles players in this tournament. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So before we conclude, I want to appreciate you. But should I take? Let me take Comrade Soko's. Yeah, let me take Comrade Soko's view on this also. Comrade Soko, what do you think? We know we've been hammering on the issue of grassroots development. We've been tackling the states and the federation in regards to nurturing the talents discovered at the just concluded Gateway Games and the Confederation of African Athletes Games. Now, what do you think is the best, or how do you foresee this step that we have taken here in the Gudu Archdeaconry?
Thank you very, very much. First of all, I want to start by commending the African Communion, because this is not the first time I've been on the show for a long period of time now, and I've actually seen other initiatives being done by the Anglican Communion. We saw the old Joshua generation competition. We saw the development, the strides being made by Konak FC. So I think this is also a very, very good one coming from the Anglican Communion. So as Mr. Kelechi rightly said, at certain age, a lot of boys, they have issue peer pressure, they want to go join bad gangs and all that, do things that are not going to uplift them spiritually, physically. But with this initiative by the Anglican Communion, I think it's a good one. It's going to actually help nurture their talents. Yes, we have been eating on talents, as Mr. Ebuka rightly said. So the fact that the church is stepping in to actually promote this initiative, promote these games, I think that is a very, very, very good one. Kudos to the Anglican Communion. Kudos to the parishes that are actually participating in this sports football development. Kudos. Thank you very much, Mr. Ebuka.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being on the show this morning. Thank you, my co-anchor, for also being on the show this morning. So a big congratulations to all of us at our different spheres of life where we're making differences. We are making differences here in ACNN. We're making differences in our various livelihood, and we're also making differences as teams and as a country. Congratulations to the Super Falcons for qualifying for the finals of the 10th edition of the biannual competition of the women in Africa. And also congratulations to the teams who have successfully signed new players and who have successfully sold one player or the other, because we have a lot on the transfer gist, but we couldn't take them. Congratulations to Arsenal. Congratulations to Chelsea for winning trophies. Congratulations to Arsenal for defeating AC Milan yesterday and what have you, and all the games that have been played so far. Well, congratulations to everybody. We look forward to having more testimonies, more good news, and more celebration. Best to let you know that Galatasaray will be having a very beautiful presentation and unveiling a ceremony for our star boy Victor Osimhen, as the expected guest of honor is the president of the Republic, the president of Turkey, who is going to officially unveil Victor Osimhen himself. That's the first of its kind in the world of soccer. Congratulations to everybody, and until we come your way again next time, please be the best you can be. Bye bye.